All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So you guys are constantly asking me who my personal favorite bodybuilder is of all time, regardless of what era they're from. So the answer to that question is Lee Priest. And the photo you're looking at right now is Lee Priest at age 13, where you can already tell he had amazing genetics for bodybuilding. So that's part of the reason why he's one of my favorite bodybuilders. Is very early on, you could tell he had tremendous potential to become a great bodybuilder. All throughout his career, you could see, the signs of this potential. So this next photo here is from 2006, which many people would argue was Lee Priest's best look and his best year. So 2006 was the year that Lee Priest won the Ironman Pro Invitational, and that is the trophy that I bought from Lee Priest on Instagram for $1,000. Was his first place trophy from the 2006 Ironman. I have it up on my shelf behind me right now as I'm making this video, so it's pretty cool. That same year in 2006 was the year that Lee Priest ended up getting banned from the IFBB. So I'll give you guys a little background story on that. So in 2006, Wayne D'Amelia, who was a promoter for the IFBB, ended up leaving the IFBB for whatever reason in 2006 to kind of start his own endeavor. So he put on a show, he promoted a show called the Night of Champions, which used to be an IFBB show, and it's now known as the New York Pro. So he put on this show, invited Lee Priest to compete in it. Lee Priest competed in it and won. And this was an unsanctioned show by the IFBB. So I guess in the IFBB contract or the rule book or whatever, it has a provision that says you cannot compete in an unsanctioned show. So at this point, once Lee Priest had done that, that's what got him banned from the IFBB. But initially, it was not a lifetime ban. So he ended up getting banned for life, but initially he wasn't banned for life. So initially, I think he was banned for a year or 2 years. And he ended up getting that ban lifted under the condition that he would come back and compete for the IFBB. So I guess he made some sort of promise or some sort of deal that he would come back and do some specific show and compete in the IFBB. And I guess when the time came around for him to do that, he didn't do it. And he basically, it's basically a middle finger to the IFBB. And then they decided they were going to ban him for life once he had said he wasn't going to compete. So that's kind of how the whole, Lee Priest IFBB beef came about. It's no secret that he hates the IFBB. He makes videos about it. He obviously doesn't care too much for them. And that's part of the appeal of Lee Priest's personality and his character. Now, a lot of people hate Lee Priest. A lot of people love Lee Priest. And that's why I like him. Someone like this that has that polarizing of a character, that polarizing of a personality, that's a person who's doing something right. Someone who has a lot of people that love him and someone that has a lot of people who hate him, that means he's doing something right. A lot of people hate his tattoos. A lot of people hate his attitude. A lot of people hate that he'll say whatever he wants, whatever comes to his mind. But a lot of people love that, and I'm one of those people. So I really think, the videos that he does, where he just spouts off about whatever, I think that's a positive thing, man. I think that's entertainment. I think it's great that he doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks, and I think that all adds to the value of who Lee Priest is and who the Lee Priest character is. I mean, a lot of these bodybuilders, man, have no personality at all, and I think that contributes to a lot of why these guys don't have that many fans. A lot of these guys don't talk. A lot of these guys don't interact with their fans. A lot of these guys don't put out daily videos, daily vlogs, daily interviews. The kind of stuff that Lee Priest is doing over on the Sam's Fitness YouTube channel, that's the kind of stuff that builds, a celebrity. That's what makes him who he is. And also, he's one of the few guys who could pull off a solid victory pose. In my opinion, Lee Priest had one of the best victory poses of all time, and that's a pose that a lot of guys today could never pull off. So that's another reason he's one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time, is because the victory pose is one of my favorite classic poses that almost nobody can pull off anymore, these modern day pros, but Lee Priest can pull it off. And another reason I like Lee Priest was because when I first got started lifting, Lee Priest was the first bodybuilder that I had ever seen a video of. Back when I started lifting, it was like 2007, 2008. YouTube was just getting started. There wasn't, a million YouTube channels of people posting workout videos and all that stuff. There was no motivational channels. There were no IFBB pros posting videos. And the only video that I had found was this training video of Lee Priest, and it's still up today. It's called Lee Priest Tribute. It's got like over 1 million views. You guys will know it when you see it. And it was amazing. The video was absolutely amazing. It was super inspiring. His arms looked crazy. And me being, however old I was, 13 or 14, seeing that video, I was just in absolute awe of how he looked in that video. I had never seen a video of an IFBB pro training, and seeing that footage, man, it was just so inspirational to the young, naive, version of me. I didn't know anything about steroids or any of that stuff. I thought, one day if I worked out hard enough, I could look like Lee Priest. And now I know that's not the case, but it doesn't really matter. The point is, initially, Lee Priest was the main pro bodybuilder that really inspired me to start lifting, and that's the reason why he's my favorite. And he also happens to have a crazy, funny, polarizing personality that draws a lot of people in, pushes a lot of people away. But for me, that just adds and builds to the overall character of who Lee Priest is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Lee Priest is another living legend, so give the video a thumbs up for Lee. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.